Hey everybody, what's up? It's me again. Thanks for stopping by. I wanted to upload a video in which I did my own research and basically, here it is. I'm going to be talking about the Sirian star system. And I had mentioned in another video that I thought that I was of Sirian descent, star heritage. So I figured that I'd do a little research and see what I came up with. And this is it. This is pretty interesting, so I wanted to share it with you. It actually involves not just the Sirian star system and events unfolding there, but events unfolding here on Earth too. We have like this incredible cosmic relationship, Earth and Sirius. So here, let me explain what happens. In the beginning, to begin with, there are 3 celestial bodies in the Sirian star system. We have Sirius A, B, and C. A is Sothis, B is Satyas, and C is Anu. And basically, what happened, however many years ago it happened, but a very long time ago, Sirius B actually collapsed and transcended into another dimension. The deity, Satyas, just like ascended into a higher dimensional plane. And with her, she took the little orbiting planets nearby, but accidentally knocked the farthest orbiting planet out of whack. So we have Anu as the center. Anu is the very, very nucleus, this teensy little thing. Then we have there's like a sun going around this one. It's all going counterclockwise. The rotation is going counterclockwise. And orbiting Anu is like the 15th brightest star, I believe, is it the 15th? I think it's even brighter than that. I may have to correct myself. But Sothis, which is the big, bright, Canis Major star that you think of when you Sirius. Sirius is basically Sothis, the brightest, the one that you see that comes up in the new year. So right under Orion's belt. So basically, what happens is Nebiru was orbiting Anu. And because of the collapsing and the transcendence of Satyas, Nebiru was knocked off of its course, and now it has nowhere to go. It was just hurling out into space, and eventually it sort of got pulled into the sun's orbital area or orbital gravitational pull, and thus began this crazy relationship between Sirius and Earth. Nebiru, the planet of the Anunnaki, has a 3,600 year orbit, an elliptical orbit, not quite circular, and it goes around the sun, kind of passes by, and according to this book that I've been reading by Patricia Corey, that has a wonderful plethora of information inside. I'm salivating just thinking about reading it some more. I'm only on chapter 6. But Atlantis Rising, Sirian Revelations, according to the Sirian High Council information, Nebiru kind of just chills by the sun for about 30 years, and then it just goes back into this huge, huge, dark and cold and lonely transit all by themselves. So, which kind of brings me to another point, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. Basically, Nebiru is like orbiting the sun now, right? Like it's going on this path, and a couple times around, it starts to catch notice of Earth, Gaia, and they're like, wow, look at that. Look at how fertile and abundant and luscious and fecund it is. And they kind of go check it out, and they figure out that there's all these beautiful animals and these incredible plants, and there's so much life and vegetation and all this abundance, yet there was no intelligent being, no higher intelligent being. There wasn't a sentient spiritual existence there yet. It was just sort of like an empty fertile ground, just ready to be seeded with something incredible, which is us, humanity. But the Anunnaki were like, hey, we're going to keep our eye on this place, because this is prime real estate. We've been traveling around on this planet that's been hurled out into space for 3,600 years. Oh, how lonely. And then they come back for 30 quick years of sunlight, and you would start to get a little crazy after a while. So they're like, we call dibs on Earth. But then, a couple of transits later, they catch wind of this idea, this great experiment where a bunch of different civilizations will come together and sort of seed this new race, this new spiritual, prodigy being. And they were like, hell no, that was our planet. But they were way out in cold, deep, vacuumless space. So they couldn't do anything about it. By the time they came back to Earth, they see humans, they see humanity, they see these people walking around. They're like, this isn't gonna fly. So what they do is, since they basically, their Earth atmosphere had been destroyed, so they had to go live deep down inside their planet. So while they were down there, they became incredible scientists and manipulators of reality, and they could make all these holographic whatevers and do all this crazy sci-fi stuff, right? They became masters at it, complete and utter masters. They came to Earth, on the down low, and not abducted, but they came, they snatched all the humans, and what they did was they deactivated 10 of our 12 strands of DNA, and thus, completely and utterly not destroying our potential, but putting a huge dent in it. Because imagine if we had 12 or 10 other strands of DNA, if we had 12 in total, we could probably levitate or fly or transform into different creatures or do all sorts of crazy things, incredible crazy things. But the Anunnaki came down and they were like, ooh, these humans, these little I don't know, a special child or the favorite one, and the Anunnaki, they were jealous of us, so they took what made us special, or tried to, because we're still incredibly special anyways, and kind of did all they could, sort of came down presented themselves as gods, tried to manipulate their way into the way us humans sort of thrive as a civilization, which is apparent to this day, and then have to go back out again for all these thousands of years. They apparently, according to this book, had also established not only here on Earth, like military bases or whatever, but also on the moon and on Mars. And they think with their like negative, mentality that Earth is basically just gonna be completely. Ooh, I forgot to tell you something. Okay, rewind. When they came down and they snipped our DNA and they took off with it and left us with only 2 strands, the double helix, what they did was they put this like force field around the Earth, because they knew that once, all these celestial beings that were part of this great experiment found out, there would be like some sort of repercussion. So what they did was, in order to like maintain control of the Earth, which is what they wanted for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years, they put this force field around so that all these light beings couldn't contact us, and they made it so that they couldn't resonate with us, and we couldn't like have a wonderful, beautiful relationship like what we were meant to. So basically, what they've been doing, the Anunnaki and the Illuminati, or whatever you want to call them, have been doing recently and all throughout the past, is destroy our resources here on Earth, because they want them and they need them. And they've been disrupting Gaia's natural, like, magnetic and energetic force fields that she just has in different places all over natural places all over the Earth. Where like I want to say the Druids, they had access. They found out these areas and they built all these beautiful stone monuments. And the Egyptians, they have their sacred geometry and all this stuff that's going on. Like we're able to tap into the Earth's energies just as the Anunnaki are. But what they did was they put this horrible force field around so that like Gaia is sort of like suffocating. She's like suffocating, and she's running out of space, and she's sort of just like trying to illuminate all this light, and she's just kind of like smushing herself and creating more pressure and more pressure. But thankfully, well, not thankfully, I don't know if I want to say thankfully, due to the different sort of vibrations and an acceleration of the sun right now, because the sun's about to transcend. Ra is about to go do what Sothis did, just transcend into a different reality and go into a different dimension and continue on its evolutionary process. And we apparently, according to the Anunnaki, are going to be, well, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Basically, because the sun is vibrating and emitting certain different types of like solar bursts and all those things that are going on right now, is weakening their force fields. Like the catch-22, or not the catch-22, the flip side of that is that it's also weakening Gaia's ozone layers and atmospheric layers and her aura. So, that's the negative side, but the positive side to that is the Anunnaki's control, like their force field over humanity and over the earth is starting to disintegrate. And now that's why so many of us are awakening. It's because their like illusion of terror is just like disappearing, and it's being replaced with love. Because now all of our genetic, sort of heritage, like all of our family, our soul family, our star family, they can come to us now and they can assist us, and we need to be so ready to accept everything that they're willing to give us right now, because they're like, yes, take it. Please just give us all that you can. It's so incredible to think about all the different things that are happening right now, and how humanity is awakening, and like the Occupy movements, even though they aren't like the most incredibly organized or have exactly what they want to say, what they're protesting about, and it's not like perfect, but like things are happening, and like this awakening is happening, and now it's time to just throw ourselves into positivity, so that it reflects in the universe, and it just completely and utterly washes out everything, all the negativity that's going on. We need to get rid of the whole negative mindset, like completely, because it's trying to entrap us, and it's trying to enslave us, and it's literally like, if we had all 12 strands of DNA, I don't know, do you think we would have such like egotistical problems? I don't think so. Maybe we would, but not to such an extent. We have to start activating these strands of DNA, and it's as simple as just thinking about it. It's like the intent. My friend explained to me the law of universal attraction. It's just universal law of attraction. It's just intent, showing up with intent. So you can sit there and you can be meditating and be like, yes, I am activating my DNA right now. Like right now it's activating. Just think that like all the time, whenever you have like a random little thought pop up in your head or whatever. It's just, yes, I'm activating my DNA. And I'm activating it all day long. So, it's craziness. But, I just remember what I was going to tell you about like the Anunnaki and why they sort of have set up a residency on Moon and on Mars, is because apparently, since they're just a bunch of negative individuals themselves, they can only see it this way. But when the sun decides to finally just transcend into the next dimension, the Earth is going to be transcending into the fourth dimension, and the Anunnaki believe that like all life is going to be wiped off. So what they're doing right now is they're trying to like harvest as much as they can, and they're just being so greedy about it. And what they're doing is they're taking it and they're storing it on places like on the Moon and on Mars and stuff, because they think that once this transcendence happens and the ascension happens, like everything's just going to be wiped off the face of the planet. Like the sun's just going to like explode or do whatever it's going to do. And they're basically just going to like hide out on the Moon until everything is said and done, and then like go live on Mars or whatever they're going to do. But I guess the thing I want to say about that is, they brought this on themselves, the mentality that they have, that like evil, nasty, greedy mentality that they have. But we can't like judge them. We can't be hateful towards them. We have to be compassionate, because like us, they are of the same essence, which is, you know, the divine spark. They're a piece of ember, just like you and I. And, you know, like the book had said, like they have wives and mothers and children, and they worry about things. They're scared of what's about to happen. You know, they have their own hopes and fears just like we do. And if anything, we should just, instead of, you know, just trying to like single out them and just like ostracize them and just give love to the earth and to each other as a race, we should also be giving love to them and compassion to them. They're suffering also. You know, we're suffering because of them, but they're suffering also. So I mean, it's just kind of like the whole cyclical way of life. So yeah, but that was just my little thing on Sirius and the Sirian star system and humanity and all the stuff that's going on right now. It's great because their control is finally loosening, and we can just live and be happy and blissful. So look out for my next video. I'm going to be uploading a couple soon. I admit that I have like a minor case of stage fright, and people are kind of mean sometimes on the internet, so you know, I was being a little fearful of continuing this video thing, but I decided to just, you know, go ahead and jump into it with both feet. And I have an introduction video on my crystals coming up. I love my crystals. And maybe even like a tarot reading, or I don't know. I have another video coming up. Some of you guys may have seen it. I had it up for like a couple hours, but I'm going to redo that one. So, you know, love and light to everybody, and keep the knowledge flowing, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.